Check out this KitchenAid electric teapot. I think that's what these are. I don't know. The European viewers will probably know what this is more than me. Getting it for $17. And I don't know why, but this thing goes for like $100 and has over 100% sell-through rate. And it just looked really, really clean. It's the KEK 1522 in case you're interested. Won't bore you with the Cuisinart food processor, but you know I'm gonna make a lot of money off that. But over here we have a KitchenAid food processor. One of my best selling items. I can sell the bowl for 20 and the lid for 15 and then that blade in there for 15. So only $8, definitely a grab. So we got a couple of these arrows. I don't know what they're called, but they are Wi-Fi extenders. We got 1, 2, 3 of them, only $7, and they sell for about $30 plus shipping. Or for an even faster sell-through rate, I can sell them in packs of 2 for $50. So I'm gonna sell 2 of them as a 2-pack, and then I'm gonna sell this one as a single. This is definitely the find of the day. This is an all-clad double boiler. Actually took me a while to even find out what this is, but I guess you use it for double boiling. I had to use Google Lens to find this because there were just no comps on eBay. In fact, there are 0 listed, 8 sold for this, with an average sales price of $85 plus shipping. This is such a crazy find. All I did was I saw the all-clad logo and I looked it up. That's what you guys have to do. Learn the brands that sell well on eBay, and whenever you see them, look them up. Pretty decent find for only $6. We got this Sony CDR. There are definitely other brands to look out for, like HP. This one goes for about $20 plus shipping. We just found $400 at that one stop and got around 11 items. That's insane. Definitely one of my better days, especially since it's the winter and thrift stores tend to not have as many things in the winter. So this is definitely gonna help. Picking up this Dyson DC40 vacuum, getting it for $20. The canister alone will go for about $25, and the head will go for about $50, and maybe there's some other miscellaneous parts I can pull from it. And then also got this Samsung Blu-ray player for $10, so it'll go for about $25. Now I sold a Black & Decker Space Maker that is this exact model for about $100. However, it doesn't come with the bracket, so I'll only be able to sell it for around $60, and it's pretty dirty, so I'm gonna spend some time cleaning this. Today's 25% off, so instead of 15, we're gonna be paying about 12. I remember I used to be addicted to Bop Its as a kid. I would always try to beat some kind of high score in my summer camp, getting this Bop It Extreme 2 for $6, and it goes for about $25 plus shipping. You just gotta look at the year it was made, which you can probably see 2002 right there. Just gotta put that in because there are different models. And yeah, this has about a 60% sell-through rate. Been a while since I found a set of OEM floor mats at the thrift store. This goes to a Mazda CX-5. You can tell I'm going to have to spend a good amount of time cleaning this. However, there are none listed in used condition and about 4 or 5 sold, with the highest going for $100, and we're only going to pay $11. So I'm going to take the risk and clean these up, and they should go for about $100. So we got some good news and bad news. The good news is I found this Villaware Pizzelle maker for only $9, and this is the 5000 series. It goes for about $70 plus shipping on a really good sell-through rate. But the bad news is there's this other Pizzelle maker that goes for even more money. It goes for like $150 to $200 plus shipping, which is just incredible, and it's only $8. However, like you can hear, there's some rattling going on in there. Not only that, it's missing one of the legs. The odds that this thing works is probably still high because, you know, these things, they go for a lot of money because they're made really well. However, because of those 2 reasons, I'm just not going to take the risk because there's not a huge parts community that would buy this. So I would probably only be able to sell this for like $50 because not only is it, you know, damaged on the inside, but it's also damaged on the outside. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put this back. It pains me, but I know in the long run, it will be a good idea. $15 is a great price for this Cuisinart food processor. You can see there's a few stems in there. I'll be able to sell for $10 each, so that's $20. The bowl I'll sell for $25, the lid for $20, and the pusher for $20. So, you know, got about $80, $90 worth of stuff, getting it for only $15. Most of the time when you find Corningware blue corn flour, like these dishes, they're not worth too much, but if you can find ones that are more unique and bigger, like this, I don't even know what this is, to be honest, like what this is used for, but we're getting it for about $9 after today's discount, and it goes for about $60 plus shipping with the lid, and has about a 300% sell-through rate. So this is what I mean. We just found that bigger Corningware pot, but you can see there's a bunch of these little ones all across the thrift stores in America. And even though they're pretty cheap relatively to the other stuff, this doesn't really go for a lot of money. There's about 200 sold, but 900 listed, with an average sales price of about $15 plus shipping. So if you don't mind shipping glass and you got this at a yard sale for $1 and you didn't mind lotting it up, you can make money that way. However, at thrift stores, you're rarely going to make money off blue corn flour with just these little ones. Now that you saw some of my finds throughout the week, I'm going to show you some of the sales that we had, and you're going to see that some of them look very familiar. Whenever I buy Cuisinart food processors, I always make sure to sell the pushers. I usually pay anywhere between $8 and $15 for Cuisinart food processors. So when I average it all out, I usually pay about $2 to $3 per pusher, and I'm able to sell them for, on average, between $25 and $35 plus shipping. I sold both of these guys for, I believe, $20 and $25 plus shipping each. So I made a really good profit from these. Same idea with this little KitchenAid blade that I get from a food processor. My cost of goods into this is like $1, and I sell these for anywhere between $10 and $15 plus shipping. So I'm not making a lot of profit. However, the profit I am making is helping keep my store moving and helping me get my cash flow back. We sold all 3 of these Eero Wi-Fi extenders for an average sales price of $35 plus shipping. This is just a great brand and a great product, so be on the lookout for them. As you can see, I own a lot of these Samsung Blu-ray players, and they just keep flying off the shelves. I already sold 2 of them over the weekend. I had an average buy cost of about $8, and they sell for between $22 and $35 plus shipping. Yes, this all-clad pan sold the same day it was listed for over $100 plus shipping. Guys, I've been doing really well in the pan aisle, as you can see. You definitely want to get into this category now. It took 3 months to sell this Hamilton Beach coffee maker for $40 plus shipping. I'm just glad to get it out of my store. I only paid $9 for it at a thrift store. This thing had, I think, 1 listed and 1 sold. So when you're selling items that have a low sales velocity, just be prepared to hold them for a lot longer. I had bought a white and a black garlic roaster on my most recent Maryland trip. And finally, the white one sold, the black one already sold. This one sold for the same price of $35 plus shipping, and I only paid $8. Unfortunately, I haven't been finding many Guitar Hero controllers, which is a shame because these things sell for a lot of money. This guy sold for $40 plus shipping. It is the Wii one. That's the one you want to be looking out for. And I only paid $12 for it at a thrift store. I know space makers can be a bit intimidating for new resellers, but to be honest, it's no different than selling any other coffee maker like this Krups here, or even this bigger Breville one. All you have to do is just put water in it and just make coffee. You don't even have to make coffee. You can just put hot water in here and see if it comes out. Obviously, you have the extra challenge of seeing if the brackets are there and actually hooking it up to under the cabinet, but you actually don't really have to do that because most of the people who are buying Black & Decker space makers, they're buying to replace their old one, so they already have the mounts and the brackets. So if it doesn't come with that, it's fine. We sold this Black & Decker Space Maker for $75 plus shipping, and I paid $18 for it at a thrift store. I sold this little lid here with the bowl. This is a KitchenAid food processor. See, I got it for $8 at a thrift store. The bowl sold for $15 plus shipping. Oh, sorry, this is the lid. The lid sold for $15 plus shipping, and the bowl sold for $20 plus shipping, and then the little blade in there sold for $15 a little bit ago. So paying only $8 for this little thing, people wouldn't think these sell for a lot of money. However, people are breaking these constantly, so they need to buy replacements on eBay. So I'm able to get a really good markup. The sell-through rate on each of these items is about 200%, so definitely get on this.